Facebook is an idealistic and optimistic company. For most of our existence, we focused on all the good that connecting people can bring. And as Facebook has grown, people everywhere have gotten a powerful new tool for staying connected to the people they care about most, for making their voices heard, and for building community and businesses. But it's clear now that we didn't do enough to prevent these tools from being used for harm as well.
Critical test for Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg admitting that the company did not do enough to protect user data. But is it enough to save face? Joining me now is Bruce Turkel, Turkel Brands CEO. This is definitely a crisis situation where you call Bruce Turkel in the middle of the night. And I'm surprised they should have called you on day one, but I digress. Yes. I want to start, so I want to kind of go over the performance that we've seen so far for this company, because I think you and I sort of fundamentally disagree on this. I thought there were a lot of problems with Mark Zuckerberg's performance, starting with, and you're a substance and style guy, but let me start with the style. Somebody obviously coached him to say senator at the beginning of each answer and congressman at the beginning of each answer today. And I thought it made him seem very coached and very robotic. And if you looked at Twitter and the like, they were all calling him a robot. Do you think that was a good call?
I think his coaching was terrific. I agree with you. He looked a little stiff, but let's face it, when we've seen him before, he's almost an animatronic. This time, he said senator and congressman. He was clear and he was respectful. And each time he did that, and he would say things like, let's make this clear. I want to make sure I understand. I thought he came across as a firm, confident, strong leader.
I don't know about... There were parts of it that seemed very disingenuous to me. When he talked about the idea that he just took Cambridge Analytica at their word that they deleted this data, you don't become the $64 billion man by doing that. I mean, in order to do what he's done, you have to both be brilliant, have a great idea, and follow through on the great execution. That's not, somebody who has created a business like his takes no one at their word on anything. Do you think that that was a wise answer? Because it opened him up to a lot of criticism.
I think we have to look at two parts of it, because I think you're right. The way he did a lot of what he did, if what he told us is true, makes you wonder how the heck he could have done that. But we're talking about the performance. And in the performance, I think the way he always went back to his origin story, I started this business in my dorm. I started it. I run it. I'm responsible. I took them at their word. Now we see we have to do better. I thought he was consistent and clear. Whether or not that actually is what he should have done, I don't think that's the point here. I think what matters is the perception the viewers got, because let's face it, this is not a guy we see very often, and it's not a guy we expected to look like that. We thought he'd come out in a hoodie. No. We thought he would mumble, and instead we saw a leader. And remember what I always say, we talk about it all the time, Melissa, leadership is the brand is leadership, and I think he lived up to it.
All right, Bruce Turkel, thank you for coming on. I wish we had more time. I'll
Thank
get you next
time.
time.
So do I.
Yes. All right. I'll see you later, Bruce. Thank you.